Hi there guys, welcome to the channel. It's nice to sort of be doing another video again today. I thought I'd do something a little bit different compared to what I have been doing recently. I thought I'd do a review actually of two helmets which I currently own, and kind of how I find that they are suited to me, and you know, their pros, their cons, that kind of thing. It's very easy to kind of get carried away, especially in the first unboxing of a helmet or first couple of times use and things like that, and you think, oh, this is fantastic, best helmet I've ever owned. You know, I've come across these two helmets before. I've never actually used them until now, and now I've had a bit of a chance to live with them over sort of last sort of couple of months. Sort of thought it'd be quite a good idea to sort of share a review with you, so see what I found have been the pros and cons and where I would actually rate them. You know, would I buy them again? So first of all, starting off, this one here. This is the Scorpion AT950 if you're in America, or the Scorpion ADX-1 if you're in Europe and the UK. It's a modular helmet, so it means it flips up. Okay. Straps with ratchet strap design. Okay, so it's not your traditional sort of D-loop. It has a ratchet design to lock the helmet together. Earphone sections inside, so there's padding there in there for earphones as well. You've got cut-out sections as well, which is really good. Yeah, this one is actually quite special as well. You'll notice it's kind of got the enduro look about it, with the peak on the front and a drop-down visor. You can also take this peak off and fit these little side panels to it. Don't know if you can see there is a little piece of metal just there, and you literally can use a 10p piece to unlock that on both sides, and then simply fit the two plastic side panels which come with the helmet. This one also came with a pinlock visor free as well. For those of you who don't know, pinlock is basically a mechanism whereby it's designed to help demist your helmet. The idea is you can breathe onto it without the visor steaming up, which is always very useful. Normally they cost around about £20 to £30 to buy separately, roughly, and therefore I don't normally buy them because of that. You know, I think if you're going to spend £150, £200 on a helmet, the least they could do is include the pinlock for you if it's capable of taking one. So it came free with the helmet, so I was quite chuffed about that. The other thing that's really great about this helmet as well, the eye section, the actual visor section, the eye port section is very wide. You know, so when you're actually looking in your peripheral vision, you have a heck of a lot more of a view compared to your most sort of standard full face or even modular helmets. So this one's really kind of advantageous for that. You can take the visor off as well, and so you can actually take this visor out and just use it as an enduro helmet or a motocross style helmet. You don't have to have the visor. It has as well included as well a drop down sun visor as well, to sort of block out the UV rays on a nice sunny day. So you do have the ability as well to have the drop down sun visor, and that's all included. So it's kind of a multi sort of 3-in-1 kind of helmet really. It's very good. You know, and it's noise wise not too bad. I've seen a lot of reviews where people say it's very noisy, or you know, if you're going to compare it to something like Arroy, yeah, of course it is. You know, Arroy £600 helmets, you know, they're very quiet. You know, they are very comfortable. This isn't an uncomfortable helmet, albeit it's not the most comfortable helmet we'll get through to that I've ever owned, and I'll explain more to you later on. But yeah, you know, when you consider you're paying £150, £200 for this helmet, where you can have a motocross helmet, you can have a full-faced helmet, you can have obviously it's a modular helmet as well, so you get the flip up. You know, you've got the enduro style looking helmet as well. All in one, I don't think, you know, there's much to grumble with on that. So all in all, I think this is a very nice helmet. You know, fit wise, you know, put the helmet on. This one is a size small. Fits quite nicely, see the hamster cheeks, yeah, so I would say that's fine. One thing I have noticed, if you are a little bit claustrophobic, when I bring the chin bar down, it actually pushes the helmet together a bit more, and it is quite close to your face. when you actually bring it down. So I can't get this helmet on. This is a perfect fit for me, but I cannot get this helmet on without raising the front of the chin bar. Okay, that is one thing I can't do. So when I bring it down, it compresses the sides together, it locks in, and it comes very, very close to my helmet, to my head. There's not a lot of space in front. If I bring it down, if I bring it back up, you can see it actually, how close it really does come to your face on lockdown. So yeah, so it's quite a close fitting helmet. So if you do have claustrophobia issues, you know, you got to bear that in mind. Now a lot of people don't know this. Modular helmets aren't always suitable, okay, for they're not always tested to ride in the open face position, okay. They have to be what's called J rated or jet rated to ride in the open face position. Just because this helmet flips up does not mean that it's legal to ride in the open face position, okay. On the label, because there's no ECE 2205 written on the back of the helmet like a lot of helmets do, it isn't, however, road legal because it has it on the inside on the strap. So it is E-rated, however, it is only P-rated. So you see that long number there, and it's got a /P? That means it is only tested to ride in the open face position, which means I cannot flip this up and ride along the road with it in this up face position. So I can take it off, you know, or open it up to go and pay for my petrol or pay for food, or something like that in a shop, but I cannot ride in this position. It's not been crash tested, therefore it's not safe to do so. That was one of the negatives. The surprising thing is my partner, I actually bought her a helmet. This similarly priced LS2 Metro also came with the peak as well, which my partner's taken off, but again, same sort of capabilities, exactly the same modular helmet, flips up, built-in sun visor, you know, similar price as well. You know, that also has a locking mechanism up here, okay, for the actual return of the, can get it right, okay, for it to flip down, okay. It actually has a metal locking mechanism, okay. Similarly priced, but as you can see from the stick on the side, P/J, meaning that she can ride in the open face position in this helmet. Virtually the same price helmet, similar design with the peak as well. It comes with the peak, internal sun visor, but price wise, again, same price, but yeah, this one isn't tested, this one, the LS2 Metro, can. So big difference there. The other thing I did notice as well, having ridden the Scorpion helmet, I first got into this helmet because of a lady called Amanda Zitto, who has her own channel called As the Magpie Flies, and she was very honest about it. You know, it weighs, yeah, about 1,550 grams, plus or minus 50 grams. You know, she said it's quite a heavy helmet. It is a little bit noisy. You know, she was very good. You know, and I kind of knew what I was getting into. But comfort-wise, I did notice that after maybe 4 or 5 hours of riding, got a little bit of pain in the jaw and things, and it was, you know, I don't know whether it was a case of it needed to bed in at the time, but basically I started as a motorcycle instructor, so I'm starting a new job full-time, well, say full-time, but as close to full-time as I can be, at the end of May. So I bought this helmet and my other one, because I would potentially need to be instructing in all weathers, and if one helmet got wet, I would still be able to, you know, have an open face helmet so I could teach, and people could hear me while I was doing that. But yeah, I did find that after maybe wearing this for about 5 hours or so on the trot, it did start to hurt my jaw, because as I say, when you bring the front down, it closes up quite quite drastically. There's quite a lot. You can actually see it, the flex in the helmet there. You can actually see that when you bring the chin bar down, the helmet actually does compress inwards. Okay, so you know, it's not by any means the worst helmet I've ever ridden in or anything like that. It's a very good helmet, but it's just something to be aware of. There's a lot of people online saying I'd go a size bigger. Well, yeah, if I went to a size medium, it wouldn't fit me properly. The cheek padding, as you saw when I put the helmet on, I got the hamster cheeks, which is what you should have. You should have like mini hamster cheeks when you put the helmet on, and it's still the same in the lockdown position. However, because it compresses inwards a bit more than some helmets, when you bring the chin bar down, it does mean that you know, it does mean that it's a little bit yeah, a little bit tight and a little bit snug on the face. However, though, it does situate all my radio gear quite comfortably. Not a problem with that. I would say that this helmet, when you turn the cardo system on, it's a little bit quieter in the earpieces, and as I said, it's a little bit louder because of the chin skirt as well. The chin skirt's kind of like an open mesh, which isn't a bad thing. You know, it does allow a lot of ventilation, which is quite nice, but it also picks up a little bit of wind noise in the microphone. So sometimes my partner does find it a little bit difficult to hear me when we're riding, when I'm in this helmet. But you know, overall it's not a bad helmet. It's really not at all. It's quite well fitting. Would I buy one again? Yeah, I think I would. I'd probably want to go and check my sizing again, just to make sure small is the best option. I think the medium would be too big. I like the fact it's a 3-in-1. I like the fact that I can take this off and have a just normal open face, or I could, if I bought a dirt bike, I could take the visor out if I wanted to and wear goggles with it. You know, for the price of 250 quid originally, and it's down to 150 generally for this colourway now, I think, you know, there's a lot, you're getting a lot of helmet for your money. The peak, it's got a nice bit of ventilation through, you know, sort of the gaps through the top there for the peak to actually take out wind drag and things like that. There's a big one right up through the middle there, and there's these two smaller vents as well. So the peak does sometimes catch in the wind, but it's not as maybe aggressive as some helmets find when you're riding along at motorway speeds and things like that, sort of 70 mile an hour, which is good, you know. But there is a little bit of catching, and I think you get that with any peaked helmet anyway, you know, unless you've got a really good screen that comes up a bit higher and cancels all out the wind noise, then you know, then you're going to have that with any sort of peaked helmet. Ventilation wise, there's one big vent at the top there. Vents on most helmets are pretty useless, let's be honest. They are there to help out with ventilation, but they're not always the best. So I would say I'd give this helmet a 7.5 out of 10. I wish they did this in a D-loop helmet. My personal preference on helmets is to have D-loops over ratchets. I think I just find them a bit safer. I find them a bit more secure. I like the quality of the helmet. I like, you know, the design of it. I like the fact there's multiple options to change it. A bit concerned on the comfort side of it. I find that, as I say, with the squishing in of the helmet side pieces, it does make it a little bit more uncomfortable. And because you have to ride with it in that position, there's no way you can legally ride with it in the open face position. You're kind of scuppered on that. So I guess without checking my size again, maybe I was having a fat face day, I don't know. But without checking my size again, I'm pretty sure a medium would be too big. And I think that if a medium's too big and the small is what I need, then maybe I wouldn't get this helmet again in a small, or I'd have to break it in over less mileage just to make sure it was a bit more of a comfortable fit. Because I did get a lot of pain around here. It was very uncomfortable to ride. And I was quite surprised at that. I was almost considering that actually the helmet wasn't right for me, and maybe I'd gone and bought wrong. It was very uncomfortable. However, if you get it right and the helmet sizing is right for you and you're happy, I mean, the visor really locks down nicely. You know, in order to get this you know, this extra width support, they've had to make it a bit, the face shield a bit thicker than most helmets, but what they've done is they've looped it back and it tucks back under, so instead of having a flimsy visor, you've got a nice strong visor, whilst giving you the really good eye port sort of way, whereas if you go via, say, the Climb Krios or something like that, the Climb Krios visor is very thin, so prone to breaking, but, you know, again, it's a bit of a lighter helmet all round, but I think overall, weight-wise, you're getting a really good helmet for the price. Comfort, generally speaking, is quite good. Like I said, I've had a few niggles with it, but nothing too major. I would say 7.5 out of 10 for this helmet. There's a few things I'm a bit disappointed in, to say, and I'm a bit disappointed that for this price of a Scorpion helmet, I would expect it to be J-tested and passing a J-test, so you could ride it in the open face position. That's my personal opinion on it. It's a shame. It's a big sort of disadvantage on this helmet over some of the equivalents. Okay. Thanks very much for watching. I thought I'd do something, like I say, it's a little bit different. My next review for the other helmet will be coming up shortly, so thanks very much for watching, and hope you enjoy this helmet review and the other one as well. Take care. Bye.